Welcome to Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Back in 1866, the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad started operating in the Appalachian Mountains. The little narrow gauge line was the access point for many mountain communities, until the advent of highways, motor traffic, and the cost of operation forced its closure in 1950. It's here that we find the Tweetsie Railroad, a Wild West theme park adventure.
Tweetsie is one of the oldest theme parks in America. It's been here since 1957. Started off as an excursion railroad with a train ride and a picnic area, and it kind of added a souvenir shop and some rides and some restaurants, a zoo, so now it's a full-fledged theme park.
The centerpiece of the line is the number 12 locomotive.
Number 12 locomotive, which is also out here today, is the only surviving locomotive from the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad. Gene Autry bought it in 1953 from some railroad enthusiasts in Harrisonburg, Virginia. They bought it and operated there for a couple of years. My uncle talked to Gene Autry, convinced him to sell his option for $1, and brought it here to Blowing Rock in 1956, and it opened July 4th, 1957.
The little engine required extensive work before it could be put into service.
It was taken to the Hickory shops by Frank Coffey, who was the master mechanic for Southern Railroad and the Hickory shops. And it needed just about a complete rehaul, and which he did down at that location. And then it was trucked here to this site when Tweetsie Railroad was started.
Soon, another steam engine was added.
The Yukon Queen is locomotive 190. It was built in 1943 by Baldwin Locomotive Works. It was used by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers up in Alaska. And it was purchased after the park was open.
It takes a lot of maintenance to keep steam locomotives operational. To do that, the Tweetsie Railroad has a complete steam locomotive shop.
We rebuild for not only take care of our locomotives, but we do work for other people all around the country, including Walt Disney World, Busch Gardens, the U.S. Forest Service. Years ago, we did some work for Dollywood and Spencer shops all around the country.
While Robert likes the mechanical side, there is something else that delights him on a daily basis.
The best thing about working at Tweetsie Railroad is the interaction with the children and the guests. They love the trains, they love the cowboys and Indians, and they have a great time. And it's wonderful to be able to put smiles on children's faces.
Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, the Tweetsie Railroad is an experience sure to delight everyone who comes its way.
The major draw here is the mountains of North Carolina. The Blue Ridge Mountains are lovely, and Tweetsie itself has become a major tourism draw too. We get about 250,000 visitors a year, and that's in about a 140-day operating season. We're open from mid-April through early November. We have 12 other rides in the park, from kiddie rides up to some minor thrill rides as well. Of course, the train ride is a ride as well. We have a chairlift that goes up to Miners Mountain, which has additional rides.
The Tweetsie Railroad is quite the draw for tourism in central North Carolina.
For nearly 60 years as an amusement park, it's been a huge attraction, and millions of families have come here over those 6 decades to visit the amusement park and ride the train. It brings a lot of jobs to our area. Every year they're employing hundreds of people, and then filling up hotels throughout the summer and fall. So economically, it's got just a major impact on our area.
Riders will always find something special happening on their adventure.
The train ride itself is 3 miles long. It takes about 20-25 minutes. It's a Wild West train ride, so I guarantee you're going to be held up by bandits and attacked by marauding Indians.
But sometimes it's just enough to watch the scenery pass and experience an old-time train ride complete with coal smoke.
We're a very family-oriented park here, and a lot of times you see 4 generations, which is really nice to see. And they come here and they enjoy time with their family and the rides, and it's very low-key, and it's just a great experience. So we want them to come away having had created memories with their families and friends, and that's what we try to encourage here at Tweetsie.
Parents will tell us time and time again that their kids came here and they can't talk about anything else except coming back to Tweetsie Railroad and seeing the locomotive again.
Still in operation over a century after its birth, the narrow gauge line and its signature whistle still echo through the Appalachian Mountains.